What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic, and today we're going to talk some football. Houston Texans football. The Houston Texans let go and fire General Manager Brian Gaine. And I know I'm late on this report, kind of like the Texans. It's kind of a day late, a dollar short, in my humble opinion, to be honest. But we're going to break down what does this really mean about the Houston Texans and Cal McNair firing General Manager Brian Gaine after only a year and 17 months, not even the full year and a half, after a year and 17 months on the job. What does this mean? And to be honest, I know it's been a lot of people out there saying a lot of different things. Maybe that Brian Gaine and Bill O'Brien wasn't getting along, so basically Bill O'Brien won a power struggle. And also that maybe Brian Gaine might have had his eye on the Jets job, which is completely asinine. One, if he even had the audacity to interview for the Jets job is one thing, but two, the Texans job is a better job than the Jets. So it doesn't make sense from a team standpoint. And then even if it did make sense from a team standpoint, you only been a general manager for a year and a half. You ain't got no significant moves. You have nothing to hang your hat on to make other teams eye pop. So there'll be no reason for you to even acquire for another general manager job. That makes absolutely no type of sense. So I don't believe that report. To be honest, my real feelings about this move, about Cal McNair firing Brian Gaine, I think realistically, Cal McNair sat back and, looked at the cap space that we had and looked at the draft picks that we had. And he sits back and he looks at the moves that we made free agency-wise. He looks at the players that we drafted during the draft. And then he sits back and he looks at the Cleveland Browns, who in a similar situation has a young quarterback on a rookie deal, had cap space, made moves all over the place, constantly. Some moves people don't like, with the Akeem Hunt, but still constantly getting Baker Mayfield the most talent he can to be successful. He looked at the Rams last year, making off-season moves to get that team to the Super Bowl with a young quarterback on his rookie deal, making trades for Cook and doing other type of things, getting Sue, trades for Aqib Talib and things like that. Look at the Eagles just a year ago. After winning the Super Bowl, the Eagles still were making moves during the offseason after they just come off of a chip. And he's sitting back. Again, what all these teams have in common outside making moves, they all have young quarterbacks on young deals. Now, I know Carson Wentz just got his deal, but these all got young guys, young quarterbacks, who they have helmed the quarterback of their franchise quarterbacks, on young rookie deals and have cap space. And he sits back and looks at his team and he's like, what are we doing? And come on now, like we all didn't, like, everybody has access to internet, everybody has access to cable, watching ESPN and things of those natures. And, I listen to a little bit of grades, not a whole lot, because, sometimes grades can be misled, but I use it as a gauge. And from across the board, everybody has the same level of opinion on the Texans draft grade, to be honest with you. Everybody has the exact same opinion that the Texans was bottom feeders, that they had a poor draft. Most people's pick as our best pick is the DN from UT, which was our fifth pick, because he was a fifth rounder. He was a fifth rounder because we didn't have a fourth pick. Like that was the guy that people said is like great as the best guy we got when it comes to value at the draft selection. And if we can see that, as regular fans can see this and pull this up, we know a billionaire who's running the organization has complete access to this. And he's probably looking at this like, what is going on? Like, what are we doing? And to that, Cal, I commend you, because I said on my, I think I said it on either Twitter or Instagram, but when the Rockets, I'm not a Rockets fan, but when the Rockets lost to Golden State, Tillman Fertitta was completely pissed. Like he was completely pissed. Now I know a lot of people were mad about how we said about D'Antoni and things like that, and how they act, how that whole situation got muddy. But I said right then and there that I wish that Tillman Fertitta was the owner of the Texans, because he hurt. He was pissed off that the team was unsuccessful, and did not show up in Game 6. The Texans never had that type of urgency. Anytime we get embarrassed, oh well, we get them next time. We'll make the playoffs. We won 11. We won the division. We had 11 wins. Blah blah blah. Everybody's good and happy with just being okay, with being mediocre. There's nobody anger. Nobody mad when it comes to the higher ups about not being successful, about showing up in the playoffs and not doing anything. Your only playoff win for Bill O'Brien is against Connor Cook. Come on, like we never showed that type of guts, that type of anger from an owner standpoint. And I think with this situation, Cal McNair has. Now a lot of people saying that like the Texans are eyeing Nick. I can't pronounce his last name, Casario or something like that from the Patriots. The Patriot guy, I go with that, but I mean it is what it is. But for him to find that he needs to make change means that he completely was unhappy with what's going on. And what this move also tells me is that Bill O'Brien is on the biggest hot seat in the NFL. Now Bill O'Brien might not be the first coach to get fired, but his leash is damn near this long. Like, this really a no-win situation for Bill O'Brien outside. There's only two things that can keep Bill O'Brien's job. The Texans have a successful playoff run, which means that when they get to the playoffs, they're not embarrassed. Now, they could lose still. They can win home for the advantage and lose the first time they play, but or be a wild card and lose in the first playoff game. But it depends on how they lose. Like, say if they go to Arrowhead and they lose to Patrick Mahomes, but it's a back and forth battle. I can see him keeping his job like that. But for the most part, it's going to be a playoff run. He got to like get division championship game, AFC division round, AFC championship game, and look good in it, and not you beat up on a sorry ass quarterback. No, like actually be competitive and look good in the playoffs. And the only other thing that could save him is if the Deshaun Watson and the offense looks like how Deshaun Watson looked his rookie year, that in those 6 games when he was throwing for 19 touchdowns. And 19 touchdowns in 6 games. If he has that type of stretch throughout the whole season, in the Texans offensively is just explosive. But the way they lose games is because their secondary gets depleted and gets sliced and diced. Then he can come out there like, see, like, well, I got the offense right, but the corners, I ain't do that. I ain't draft these corners. Like, that was the GM Revenge. Like, he did the secondary. I didn't do the secondary. He let go with Honey Badger and all this type of stuff. Like, I got the offense right. Those are the only things that I can see that can save Bill O'Brien. A successful playoff run, or the offense is so good, so explosive, like just out of this world, and the defense is the secondary in particular is what's costing you. That's the only thing. Because other than that, anything else, he go 8-8, don't make the playoffs, gone. 9-7, get blown out 9-7, win the division, get blown out in the first round, gone. Even if he wins 11-5 and gets blown out in the first round, gone. I think this leash on Bill O'Brien is completely short. And if it wasn't for OTAs and things of that nature, I kind of think that Bill O'Brien might have got the axe too. Because you can't really fire a head coach right now in this part of the game, because you're starting to get your off-season workouts. It'd be a little bit too much. Cause then you have to hire a coach. One, the coach pool gonna be thin because it's in the middle of summer, and then they're gonna be trying to implement new schemes at this time. Like, even though I know it's the beginning of the off season, but we all know that them quarters like Deshaun, they done got stuff back in March and May and April and things like that. They ain't got stuff back then a couple months ago to know where we going at this season. What's the plan? Like, what we really going on? So you don't want to implement nothing extremely fresh and brand new right here and right now. So you're going to let Bill O'Brien try to save himself some. The general manager's job is already done. The only thing is make some trades, get Clowney. That's another thing, not sounding Clowney. Maybe the Texans maybe Cal wants Clowney and Bill O'Brien and Brian Gaine. Okay, that's another reason why, because they talk about how Bill O'Brien and Brian Gaine is like this. Like, they like this. So that's another reason why I think that, like, as soon as I seen that notification, I knew that when Brian Gaines was gone, I knew that Bill O'Brien was on the highest of hot seats. And this right here show you that Cal's not playing, y'all. Like, this is the type of ownership that we want. We not there yet. But I think the way it's trending is that this is the type of ownership that we want. A guy who looks and sees, this ain't what I want. You ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing. Like, you got the fifth most cap space. Our secondary is depleted. Our offensive line needs help. What are you doing? And yet you bring, huh? Okay, we got the 23rd pick. We got 2 second-round picks. The board was falling. No cornerback has been taken yet. Offensive lineman right there. I said this when I was on the Sauce. Shout out to my boys out there, Sauce Nation, Sauce Sports. I said this on the stream. I said it to the guys in the round table, and I said it on camera. I said, you got 2 picks, and with Kansas City moving out of the first round, they're not going to draft a cornerback. You can draft offensive lineman at 23, take those 2 picks, and jump back in the end of the first round and draft a corner. You can have the best offensive lineman and the best corner in the draft in the first round. That's what you could have done. And yet, you draft a project as an offensive lineman, and then you let all the good corners just get taken up and swept up in the 23rd. And then what you draft in the second round at 54 and 53 and 54. You drafted what looks like could be a whole bunch of projects, and you don't even get to see this thing through. You won't even get a chance to see this thing through. And that's the bad thing about it, because, like, okay, us out there telling you that these guys ain't going to be good or whatever, that Tyus Howard this and that, like, people who are angry about the pick, we don't get a benefit, because normally when your pick don't pan out, you get fired. Well, he got fired before his picks even played. So if they don't pan out, only thing we can just be like, yeah, we told y'all, but we don't get the benefit. Okay, now we know this guy's gone. So luckily, we don't have to deal with this anymore. But we're going to see what's going on, because we're going to see exactly who he actually does hire as the general manager. We're going to see if he does get the guy from the Patriots. Like I say, I don't know how he is as a scout. I just know he's been with the Patriots since 2001, so he's been to all 6 championship runs and the 2 Super Bowls that they lost. So he's been to all Super Bowls with the Patriots since Tom Brady's been there. So we're going to see exactly how this goes if he decides to get him. And then we're going to see exactly when the season happens, what's going to happen with Bill O'Brien, because I do believe that Bill O'Brien is on the highest of high seats. There's no doubt in my mind that Cal's like, okay, Bill, you have to show me something. Because you do not want to waste having a prime talent like Deshaun Watson, and then you have him on a rookie deal. That was the thing that frustrated me the most. Like, you have this guy on a rookie deal, you're able to, you have the 5th-year option, and then even if you had to, you still have the franchise tag. With all those things in your back pocket, you can structure contracts to make sure that by the time you have to pay Deshaun, their money was coming off the books, so it didn't even matter. So you could spend all the fucking money you possibly could. All of it. You could spend all of it. Took all the risks you wanted to. Le'Veon Bell's, you could have took any damn risk. And it wouldn't affect you when it comes to Deshaun Watson. And if it pays off and you win a Super Bowl, fuck it. That's what you want. But I'm assuming that that's what Cal McNair was sitting back looking. And it's like, I've been watching this for too long. I've been sitting here too long, and it's not me. And the guy, me and the guy at work was talking about this. See, the NFL is different than it was a couple years ago. And I said, I don't want to say it like this, but it's the truth. Parents own the teams, and a lot of them, because eventually pass on, and they leave the team to their children. The children don't have the children grew up as fans of the team, and they're rich, or their money has been passed down to them, so they didn't go out there and try to get it. So they just the owner of the team. They don't have anything that claim that's theirs. So if teams have historically not been hungry and historically not been championship-oriented teams, teams not like the Steelers and the Cowboys and things like that, teams that don't have championships in their back pocket, like the Cleveland Browns, I'm going to go get my team a chip by any means necessary. I'm going to do whatever I can. I'm going to do trades. I'm going to fire, like, the case in point, the Titans. The Titans haven't been to like when they went to the playoffs in 2007. Went to the playoffs in 2017. That was the first time they made the playoffs in 2008. So 9 years. First time they won when they beat Kansas City. The first time they won a playoff game, and I think in 15 or 16 years. They fired their head coach. He won a playoff game, and they fired their head coach because of the aggression. We not, okay, we won a playoff game, cool. No, we can get better, we can upgrade. That's what I'm going to do. And I think that this is the mindset that Cal's going to have going forward. For a guy who fires his general manager a year and fires a guy, not even a full year and a half, 17 months into the job. He's had only one full draft because his first draft, he was handicapped because of the Deshaun Watson, Brock Osweiler trade. So he was handicapped in his first draft, but he had money in both free agency class, and he had a lot of picks in this draft. He had 3 of the top 55 picks. He had 3 of the top 55 picks in the draft, and you did nothing with this. You brought us projects and bargain guys with all the salary cap space, with all these draft picks, premium picks, and then star players on rookie deals already on your franchise, so you didn't have to worry about signing your quarterback for another 3 to 4 years. So that's why I'm thinking that Cal has been aggressive, and I like that. I'm glad about that, and I hope that he continues this aggression on. Because remember, Rick Smith didn't get fired. Rick Smith stepped down because we all know what happened to him, and what happened to him and his wife and things like that, and prayers out to Rick Smith's family. But he was not let go. He had to step down. This was a firing. This was, you not cutting the mustard, cuz you fired. This is completely non-characteristic of the Houston Texans, of your daddy's Houston Texans, your uncle's Houston Texans. It's not the same 2002 to 2017 Houston Texans. This new age, this is when Cal completely takes over as the owner of the Houston Texans, and I like where it's going so far. Just off that, I like that moxie so far. Let's see exactly how this road goes, and let's see if we can get some changes when it comes to the coaching staff as well. If a guy's proving that he's not cutting the mustard. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't. Comment below if you haven't. Click that bell to get more videos. I holla.